615 presents Off the Record with Tom Lamore and Cammy Fox. Off the Record. 615. Off the Record.
Yes, guys, welcome back to 615's Off the Record podcast. I'm Tom Lamore, aka Tom DeLips, and I'm joined by my co-host Cammy Fox.
Yes, people, how are we doing today? So we've got a very special guest with us. She goes by the name of DJ Holly J. How are you doing today?
I am fabulous, thank you very much. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, Holly. So, if you don't know anything about the podcast or you've not heard it before, we're going to speak to our lovely guest, go through a little bit about how they know the brand, so on and so forth. And if you have listened, you know the drill. So let's get cracking. Mm-hmm. Holly.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very good, thank
Good.
you.
You look nervous.
Can I pretend I've got a posh accent? I'm only joking.
It's up to you. There's loads of impressions going on these pods these days. Yeah.
That's the case. My name's Cecil.
It's already started, guys.
It has started. Let's rewind. DJ. D-Mac. So, yeah, tell everyone listening who you are, who and what you represent. By that, I mean, obviously, I'll explain to people now. You are a 615 artist. Mm-hmm. So, tell a little bit about yourself as a DJ and your background.
Okay, so I am a DJ that obviously plays for 615. I've produced through 615, and I've been with them for, I think it's going on 7 years in January, maybe 6.
Yeah, it'd be 6.
6 or 7.
Yeah.
6, yeah. Started playing when I was 21, and then you approached me a couple of years after that. Well, I approached you.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I love playing house type music, so like vocal, uplifting, piano, vibey stuff. But obviously open format, so I can play a bit of everything. But yeah, my favourite is the housey stuff, and obviously, like I look up to people like Sam Divine and stuff like that, but I feel like you might ask me questions like that later, and I do chew people's ears off, so I'm going to try
We'll just let you run the pod.
I'm going to just, answer as minimal as I can for each question, but yeah, that's me.
No, feel free to go on. All this tends to go off on a tangent anyway, some way or another. So, obviously we know you're a DJ. How do you like to go about marketing and promoting yourself?
I like colourful sort of themes to me, because I feel like that represents the style of music that I like. So obviously through summer I love like the festival-y themed stuff, and I like pushing out like vibrant colours, and then Christmassy time obviously not sparkly, because I wouldn't say I'm sparkly, but because I'm not really a girly girl, I'm more tomboy-ish, or whatever the word might be. But so I do always like to swap and change. So like summer I like vibrant, and then winter I'm like undergroundy, and it's like weird because the seasons like change my preference on
your
like
style
my style. Yeah.
And you prefer house, which I'd definitely say you're a house artist.
Yeah, definitely house artist, definitely. Love it. I loved it since I was tiny, really. When I started dancing when I was 2, and then I started street dance at age 10, and every time like an old school dance track came on in the dance class, I was like, this is a bit of me, and I was into like hip hop, but then it was as soon as I went to Ibiza at 19, I was like, love house music. Like it literally changed me. Yeah.
How did you get into DJing then?
So I went to Manchester MIDI School. I think that's changed its name now to SSR or something like that, and basically did a 12-week DJ course with my best friend. And at the end of the course they sort of help you into the industry, like say you need to sort of prepare yourself with a DJ name, get yourself on SoundCloud, Mixcloud, things like that, and like push work, promote your own stuff, make mixes, and then sort of from that I was cheeky when I went into clubs and was like, can I have a go? Or like I saw you, and then I messaged you on Facebook. I was like, how'd you get into all this? And you sort of gave me a chance and had a chat with me and stuff, and it's like blew up from there.
Yeah, because you're local to us, aren't you?
Yeah.
From Warrington.
Warrington, yeah. Original Warringtonian gal.
Yeah, and so I think you've. Who did I meet you through? I mean, we can go on. So we go on to that later. Yeah, we'll go on to that later. That's Cammy's questions. I was saying, how did we meet? We'll reminisce in a little bit.
Okay.
We'll stick to the industry questions for now. So, COVID aside, because that is a massive struggle for everyone at the moment, and we'll get on to give you an opportunity to speak on that. But what do you find the challenges of the industry are? So, as a DJ, what do you find the challenges?
I mean, at first, I thought it was going to be because I was a girl, but I feel like that's actually helped me because there's so many men out there. It's so competitive. Being a girl in Warrington, like, not many girls do it in Warrington. I can't think of more than 3, 4. It was sort of an advantage for me. So it was easier for me to get gigs and stuff like that. But challenges, it's more like finding sort of my set style because I'm so creative. I like a lot of everything, and it was hard for me to find like my brand, like what I want to be and what I want to portray. And I probably still am trying to find that, but I just know I like house music that's vocal, uplifting, piano. But then sometimes I'm properly into like the undergroundy, like nearly tech stuff. You know what I mean? So it's hard. There's like a bit of a there's a fine line, isn't there, to say like what you do like and what you don't like. But then I suppose people like Sam Divine will release Flowers, but then in the next instance she'll release something that's like quite undergroundy. So it's like, do I need this specific brand that's going to be just set, or can I like sway between the both? That's probably been a bit of a challenge. Like, what is my identity in terms of a DJ?
Yeah.
I feel like I've got, in terms of like fashion and stuff like that, I've got a bit of like a rocky chick style opposed to girly, because I know some female DJs go out and boobs out and all that, and I'm not really that type of DJ, but you know what I mean, sometimes they can grab attention that way,
and that's like self-branding, isn't it, and stuff. And I totally get where you're coming from with the music side of it. It's tough, particularly when you've got, like, you're fond of a lot of different genres of house. Even if you just stick to house as an overall genre, there's so many different variations of that music. Like you mentioned Sam there, she's Defected's main resident, and ultimately Defected is house, right? That's it. It is house. There's sub brands to that, which like your Glitterbox, disco. You've got they've just bought. I think they've actually just bought Divine Sounds, and obviously with Divine Sounds, you've got that garage influence, but that is Sam. That's Sam's influence. They're all into that garage scene, and if you actually, when you start to look at all other artists, Josh Butler, who's a like mutual friend, he's the same. He didn't just do that cool underground house originally. It was like, I want to say like, he'll go mad if I say the wrong word here, but it's like hardcore-esque. Some of his tracks are really heavy. Yeah, they're on I think they're on Spotify.
Like happy hardcore anthems.
Yeah, it's not happy hardcore, but it's, I'm trying to think of the words. Like, I'd say Scouse House, maybe. It's in between. It's fast.
Yeah.
It's like 130, 140 BPM stuff. So everyone's had styles where they have developed and found a niche.
Yeah.
And that doesn't always come overnight, I don't think. I think it's quite...
No, definitely.
That's a difficult one to find your place.
Building yourself, isn't it? Finding what you like and then sort of putting the pieces together.
But you've got to have an overall brand identity, and then that's where it becomes difficult. You've got to sort of try and get yourself recognised in that world of house music as a specific genre DJ.
Yeah.
Even more specifically, that's what type of house you play.
That's it. And I suppose it's like when you promote that, you're just hoping that clients will want that style, won't you? And that's just the hope of getting booked then. I suppose the only other challenge would be, I wouldn't say it's a challenge, but when I started DJing at 21 and all my mates were out and things like that, and everyone's at that age where they're like, let's go out, let's go and party. And then I get older and then less and less people come out, and it's like, right, I need a bit of a following now. And then that's when you go, oh yeah, well, it's not just my friends that are my backup. You need like following on it and social media for people to actually notice you, and that's how gonna get big. I think social media and promoting yourself on the internet is hard, has been hard for me, because I've had so many different things that I've had as well. So I've obviously worked full time, I teach dance, I've danced myself, and DJing, it's been like, as much as I could and I'd love to do it full time, I've always had these other commitments that have sort of prevented me from going that extra mile with it, I suppose, especially when it comes to promoting myself through social media and
Yeah.
that way.
It is tough, and it's just finding out where you want to move with it, and that doesn't always, like I said, come overnight.
No.
It might just, and it's also about opportunity and putting yourself in the right place, but also maybe getting a little bit of luck with being in the right place at the right time.
Definitely.
That always helps, and you're talented, and so it's where the talent will shine through. It's just getting noticed by the right people in that game, and it's sort of, it can be a little bit of not what you know,
Who you know.
who you know as well. So moving on. And I'll give you a bit of a chance to open up about the COVID situation at the moment. Where do you think, or what's your opinion on where the industry's going?
Oh, I feel like it's going to boom next year. I feel like there's going to be hopefully, if COVID finishes and obviously ends and sort of everything eventually gets back to normal, which hopefully it will be next year, the amount of people that will want to, well, it can go either way, I suppose. I feel like the amount of people that might want to book people and get out there and just socialise with other people because they've been prevented to do so all this year, it's going to be through the roof. But then again, people might be used to the sitting at home, not spending money. Oh, actually, I can do it in my back garden now. It might shift from club to private, like homes and things like that. So it's a bit like, even virtual. So it's like...
I'm not sold on the virtual personally, I've got to admit.
No, yeah, we spoke about this, haven't we?
I've seen the figures just falling off the face of the earth.
It was like
Even with-
hype.
There was a little hype.
Even with the bigger artists, though, and I'm not talking just from what I've witnessed personally, I've seen it through watching other channels.
Yeah.
Gradually, it's dropped and
Yeah,
dropped and dropped.
definitely.
Because and that really happened, I think, once they started to open up bars and restaurants again. That the interest is dropped, and it's so hard to keep that. It's to keep a customer engaged online is so much more difficult than when you go to a venue.
Yeah, because it's totally different. You're literally
You can just flick
not
off it.
in the atmosphere. Yeah, you can
It's on your phone. You just go, nah, don't like that
I know.
track.
You don't have to
Gone.
pay for a taxi
And
to get out of
Yeah. And
you know.
You just sat there. You go to a venue, destination venue, right? You go to Warehouse. If you walk into Warehouse, you've paid to get in.
So
You're not going anywhere else. You might not like a track in one of the rooms, so you've got the opportunity to maybe go to another room, but it's still contained within like one big area where you've got your bar, food. But online, you can literally go to a Defective Festival and think, I'm not keen on that. Bang, and you're off with a flick of your thumb. It's gone.
It's just one
and then
song
that
you
never
dislike.
They'll never get that view back, because by the time you scroll through, you're like, oh, I can't be bothered with this. Phone down.
Yeah.
And that's generally, I feel, what the population, the
100%
general
agree.
population, do.
100%.
But it's interesting to hear you say about it going private and stuff like that, because there's definitely going to be a shift in that, I think, from what I've heard from feedback.
I think people are too comfortable now, like in their own home, if they know, because everything's been amended to fit to COVID. Like people's back gardens have been done, within the time, and they'll make it so that if it happens again, that they've got that a nice back garden, and if they can, it'll be sort of the facility will be able to hopefully like have people like us in and deliver a bit of a show in their own home.
Yeah, and you can enjoy. I've seen a lot of that actually. Interestingly enough, Dean and I were just chatting earlier about it. I think Ash was on the show, and he'd said, "What did he say now? Oh, what did he say, Ash, on the show about COVID being a blessing in disguise? So he said it's a blessing in disguise, and we were sort of like, it's not really for our industry. And then I was chatting with Dean, and he was like, oh, yeah, but it's not really for anyone. But then I'm looking at it and think there are a number of businesses that have really boosted during this time, and you've said one of them there, landscape gardening and that sort of stuff, where loads of people haven't they spent
Massively,
money on the gardens and stuff. You've done it, haven't you, Dean? People that have done that, and now they can just go out in the back garden and be like, yeah, I'm buzzing, got my tunes on, it's a wicked environment, I can have fun, I don't have to go anywhere.
Well, that's what I mean. It's not normally a gap in the market, and it's become a gap in the market because of the whole COVID. So people are like, I'm going to get a bit of money now doing this, and they've changed the career. Yeah, and like you said, it's all back garden stuff. But I think clubs will eventually get back to normal, but it's going to take a long time, because I think even some people are a bit like, wary of going out, aren't they? And they don't want to get anything. They don't want it to start again because obviously they've got kids at home, or they don't want to lose the job.
Yeah.
A lot of people have lost their jobs. Like my brother would obviously nearly lost his job, and my sister worked for British Airways, so it was like, oh. So there's a couple of other people, but it is one of them. It's scary.
Yeah, and clubs permanently closing and all that kind of stuff. It's there's definite change. That's a little bit depressing. So we'll move on a bit because it is tough at the moment.
The only thing I would say actually is on a positive would be hopefully maybe getting gigs abroad, because then a lot of people will want to fly abroad next year. Therefore, they'll want the artists, won't they? So if for example, maybe an event in Ibiza or something like that, because I know we've obviously done plastic and that before. Yeah. But obviously that's inside. I don't know. It could change, couldn't it? Everything's forever changing.
We'll have to wait and see, aren't we?
No, we don't know where the rules are up to, do we?
No.
This mic's extremely close to my face. Let's move that a bit. So actually picking up on the point there, I think that my next question quite nicely flows into how when we have been busy and when you've been mega busy doing not only the artist side of things but your job and your dancing and stuff like that, how do you cope with busy and stressful times? Because mental health, we raise the issue on it every episode with people just to see what their thoughts are on it, how they manage mental health if they suffer from it, and how they deal with busy, stressful times, basically. So elaborate on that.
With me, I don't like to admit that I'm stressed. So like my head will be like, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. And then oh, sorry, is that mine? Is that my phone? I think it's my work phone.
That is a wicked ringtone, by the way.
Might leave it in.
Put this on silent, so I apologise for
all
that.
right.
But
Don't worry,
real
we'll
life
carry
props. So what was I on about then? Forgot.
Your head.
Mental health.
Oh yeah, so my head. My head will say you're fine, and my heart will be like, no, you are stressed. And I can tell because like I won't get ill or anything like that, but I'll start taking things out on people, and I'll get like a bit irate, a bit stressy, or like I'll eat too much, or I won't eat a lot, and I'll just be like, oh, that's well normal because I'm going out in an hour, and that I am all go. My mum's like, you're burning the candle at both ends. I'm like, I'm not. Like, but I probably am at the time. When it got to a stage where I was like losing mates over it because I wasn't seeing anyone, because I was just constantly putting my all into DJing, dancing, work, like family. It was hard. It was hard to even see like my nan and granddad and stuff like that. So, and then friends were sort of like, well, if you don't see me for more than an hour a week, we're not your mates. And this was years ago, and it was just a bit like, I can't be that type of friend then. So then you that's when you grow older and you sort of know who your real mates are, and it's sort of quality over quantity at the end of it. But I think it does take time to figure that out. I have had dips with the mental health, obviously relationships. So I had a bit of I won't say bad breakup, but last year I went through a really, really shit time, and DJing literally got me through. Like music is a godsend when it comes to mental health. I feel like
escape.
Yeah, you literally escape. And I think because my focus when I was going through the bad time was like, keep busy, because if you stop, that's when it'll hit you. So I was just constantly like so thankful for all of the times he was like, come on, let's get out. And Tom, you were great with like my mental health at that time. You was like, come round, like we'll have tea, and me and Laura will have a chat with you and stuff like that. And I really appreciate that, because I literally wouldn't have got through without people like that, or even DJing, because obviously it takes your mind off it, doesn't it? And sometimes you need that to sort of go, I'm all right, it's not the end of the world.
Like at the time it feels like it.
It does feel like it. It's just sticking to
get out of that.
It's like positivity, being optimistic, like glass half full, not half empty, isn't it? Like it's all in your head. It's just learning how to deal with it. And just try and do exercise. Hopefully the camera's not like making me look 10 pounds bigger, but it's so hard.
Like a big baggy jumper, and I still look like I've got a bit of weight on there.
Honestly, it's bad, isn't it?
I'm gonna have to move now.
I'm trying to. Everyone's sucking.
Here we go.
But it's just trying to just exercise, eat healthy. I feel like making sure you get the right amount of sleep and doing what you like to do. That all helps. One thing that Carl said to me ages ago, I was on the way home from Glasgow. I did a gig for Head Candy, and he said, if you feel tired or you get bored on the way home, he said, put your window down and shout out the window dead loud. And you know what? It actually, because I started giggling and laughing.
Hannigan?
Carl Hannigan. he was like, shout words out the window. So like on the way home, I don't know what motorway it was, but I put the windows down and I was like, literally no one was on the motorway. I was like, yeah, like shouting out the window. And it just literally made me laugh. And you know what? I thought, that's a good strategy if you are feeling like low. Just like shout something really loud and it'll make you laugh because you know it's stupid. Yeah. Sometimes you've got to be a bit silly, haven't you, to lift you up again.
I'm gonna try that one.
Yeah, try it.
if I ever feel that, I'm just gonna do it.
Just don't do it near any bus stops.
I know, yeah.
Loud noises.
See, we're laughing at it now. It is funny.
No, he's never ever said that to me. I'll be ringing him after this.
Yeah.
But everyone's response is always a bit different. So it's nice to hear what everyone's individual opinion to how they deal with it. It's
as
great.
well, I think people like sometimes stigmatise it. And to be fair, I probably used to think, I don't want to talk about that. But I feel like with a lot of things that have gone on, so a friend recently took his own life through COVID, it just puts everything into perspective, and it's just like, talk. Like, you don't know like how much that can change. Even just smiling at someone walking down the street can change their whole opinion on life, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, it's important.
Yeah. But no, I feel, my head's in a good place.
Good.
I'm looking forward to moving forward with everything and hoping that obviously COVID buggers off. ASAP.
Aren't we all? Yeah. Fingers crossed.
I know.
Wait for that green light. Bing.
I know. Green light.
Yeah. Green light. Red light. That's the track. Bit of Duke Dumont there. Moving on. Obviously, I know we've just quickly brushed up on it, but how did you obviously meet us guys, 615, and how did you obviously get involved with us? Yeah,
so being in Warrington, seeing Tom in a few clubs, playing his sax. That obviously I went to events because I loved that type of music, and then I'd never seen house with sax before, so I was like, I need to look into this. So then I added you on Facebook, followed your Instagram and stuff like that, and then I seen a video that Tom had put on of obviously I think it was an artist promo video for 615, and I got straight onto your messaging you saying like, where's this, who owns it, blah blah blah, and you was like, me, I'll have a chat with you. So I was like, sound, literally like, couldn't wait. I was so nervous. And then I obviously looked on the website and seen it was like amazing, like management, everything. And then, we had a chat. I think you was there as well. We went Nando's, didn't we?
I think we, yeah.
And Carl.
Yeah. I'm sure.
It was me, Tom, Cammy, and Carl. We went Nando's in Stockton. Yeah.
Cheeky Nando's.
It would be at Nando's, wouldn't it? Where else do you meet?
No.
I've not had a Nando's for ages.
I've not, to be fair.
Oh, I've got to think about Nando's.
I know, so's guys. So I went in there and basically, we met in Nando's, had a bit of a chat about my background. I think I give you like an A4 piece of paper, personal profile on why I wanted to join 615.
Little CV.
And I was like, give you all like my social media stuff, and they said come and do a guest set at Wine Bar for live sessions on like the next thing. So I went and did that. Amazing. Everyone's like, even Craig was there doing the
that was the old
really old days.
Craig was doing keys, weren't he?
Yeah.
Did you play somewhere else after?
And then I went to what was called Attic at the time on Bridge Street, you two came down, and I'm sure it was an Obsession event. And I was playing. I think it was either Sonny Fodera or Anton Powers that was playing. Anton Powers. Yeah. You said after you've played, have a chat with us outside, and we was like, and
it was never Hot Dog Van, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh no, that China it was like the food place. Yeah.
And, I don't know how I remember that.
I know.
I can remember now. You said it was Anton there. I remember that now.
I've got a wicked video of him dancing in that club.
Oh
as well
really?
That night,
I need to see
That's
that.
That's Glover's place.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then unfortunately it shut down. But
old place.
Yeah. And then went outside, had a chat, and you was happy with what I did and enjoyed. And then
enjoyed that. I remember that now.
And then it went from there, and then you was like, right, photo shoot. And I went for a photo shoot. I remember Freighter being there and a few others, and it was in Manchester.
Yeah, we did the team shoot, didn't we?
Yeah.
That photo's still online somewhere, isn't it? That was like early days, wasn't it?
Yeah, proper early days.
Did it, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, it was Jefferson, yeah.
In one of his studios up in that old building in Northern Quarter.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because I went to the Northern Quarter on Saturday and I walked past it. I said, I've met Cammy outside here when I did my photo shoot years ago. But yeah, I remember going up and I brought about 16 outfits. I only wore 2 of them. I like extra organised, make sure.
Why not? Why
But yeah,
not?
that's pretty much how it's
Yeah.
gone on. And yeah,
Well, that brings back
Signed.
memories. Yeah, that seems like ages. It was ages ago.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, it was. That was like 5 years.
6 years.
No,
Yeah.
it won't be 6. That
Will it
photo
not?
shoot. No, it'll have been
5.
5
It'll be
probably.
6 in January.
Yeah, because it was January 2015 after we'd done the first tat and we started doing all that type of stuff. So it was
Right.
2015, definitely.
Yeah.
So it will have been 5 years now, probably
Yeah.
around this time of year.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then I remember doing my video, my artist video at Venus. And
Yeah.
it went on and I was like buzzing, sending it all my mates. I was like, this is what I like, because I seen you. That's the first video I seen. I was like, I'm like part of Tom DeLips's crew now.
Why did you say that?
Oh yeah, you won't be able to get out the door within a bit. Squeeze your head through.
That's
yeah.
why I only bring my mates on.
I know, yeah.
Thought so.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's how I
Yeah,
started with 615.
nice.
Yeah, well, it moves perfectly on to the next question. I know you've been with us, was it 5 years
Yeah.
now? But obviously, what do you think about the team behind 615?
Love it. Love it. It's
Without
literally
blowing
like...
his head up, how do you think? What do you think about
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
other guys behind
No
the
need to
team?
talk about.
No, I think no, genuinely, I think that it's like a little family because you're not just a number. You're involved in everything, whether it's personally, music wise, whatever. So like, you know, being invited to your wedding was one of them, and I think it's just it's been lovely because you're not only making colleagues but friends, aren't you? And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm only with 615 for the Christmas works due. I'm only joking.
I told you, every single podcast, it comes back round to some sort of drinking activities.
Oh my god, honestly, best parties ever. But yeah, it's been a journey. It's been a positive journey. So many experiences, so many new opportunities that have built me and my personality and my confidence. Like going to Hong Kong, that obviously you lot got me the opportunity. That was a big turn for me because
Was that Head Candy one?
Head Candy, yeah. So like, I think like I'd never got on a plane on my own and I'd never flew more than 5 hours. So doing a 13-hour flight on my own was like a challenge. It gave me anxiety for about
It's
a month.
daunting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
must admit,
crazy.
I remember my first one that was on my own.
Yeah.
Work and going to work and not knowing who you're getting picked
you're
up by and all
meeting
that.
there.
Even though it sounds daft,
Because you're on the other side of the world, aren't you? I remember
daunting,
messaging
yeah.
Cammy you and I was like, you alright? You was like, just fall asleep, mate. Just get sleep on the plane.
Yeah.
Get there and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I worked out like the hours of the timing of me sleeping, so I weren't dead tired when I got there. But you're still so
Yeah,
knackered, aren't you? Like it's literally I was the most tired I've ever been in my life.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, that literally like boosted my confidence in terms of I am independent. I can do stuff. You know what I mean? Like without having to worry about it now, and that sort of helped me when you sent me to Poland. You know, stuff like that. So everything's just flew from there, and yeah, I think even with my work, my personal work, it's pushed me to sort of integrate like managerial skills because you've pushed me into challenging myself, and you obviously have to do that if you're moving towards higher positions and stuff, don't
Yeah.
you? So yeah, it's definitely been a positive, amazing, hilarious, creative journey.
Yeah. Good. Nice.
Which again is perfect for the next question. And you can literally, there's no cap on this. You can just go with it. But
Okay.
there is a bit of a cap on
Okay.
it. But just any funny stories whilst
Don't bring me into it.
Oh, right,
working
okay.
with
Funny
615.
stories. Let me think. Oh, yeah. I have actually got one. Do you remember the time? Now, this is
Please
sort
don't
of
bring
taking
me
the...
into this.
Well, you was there, but it's sort of
Oh,
taking the
right,
mick
fine,
out of
fine.
me. Do you not remember when you said to me, we'll have a catch-up meeting, like an artist meeting?
Oh, yeah. I
Oh,
do,
yeah. And I was like, yeah, where do you want me to meet you? And you said the Village. So I was like, right, turn up at the Village Hotel. And I said, where are you? He said, I'm at the wine bar. So what? Because there's a couple of different bars at the Village Hotel. I walked to the wine bar. I went up to the guy who's like serving. I said, is there a guy here called Tom? Like, he's from 615. He was like, no, don't know who you're on about. Like, so I was like, looking, there's no one at the bar. And then just suddenly clicked. He was at the wine bar in Stockton Heath Village. So I'd gone into bloody Village Hotel.
I call it the Village, you see.
Because he had lived there, didn't he? So obviously seen it like that. And then a couple of weeks later, went London to have a Ministry of Sound socialising catch-up, didn't we? Like, networking event.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
Went at the toilet and I heard a lady, because when in Ministry of Sound, they've got the Ministry of Sound gym, haven't they? Next to that bar.
Yeah, they have, yeah.
So this lady come out and is like one of the trainers and said, 6:15 class starting. So I was like pulling my knickers up, trying to get out, thinking that it was like...
I've never heard this.
I did, I told you on the way home, you were laughing your head off. I said, like, I walked straight up to her, like, Tom, 6:15, I've got like a training session. He's like, I've not brought my gym stuff. And he went, it's 6:15, Holly. I was like, for God's sake. I literally thought it was a 6:15 thing.
Yeah,
Oh
'cause we
my
was in that
God.
little bar next door, weren't we?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm sat there with my pint and she's getting a gym gear on. Well, I've not brought my gym kit. I remember now.
6:15 gym session.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a bloody 6:15. Yeah, so that
Brilliant.
was. But in terms of other people, I can't really think. Oh, the videos over the years of you all taking the mick out of each other on each other's birthdays, of like,
No.
older
Yeah,
pictures and
that's
stuff
him,
like that.
That's coming.
Do you know what you used to do, Cammy, as well on Snapchat? You know when it was funny when you used to zoom right in on people's faces while they were eating and stuff.
Oh, that's right. I mentioned this in one of the other
I've got
podcasts.
so many, honestly.
Oh, they're
literally, I'm there with a burger and there's like mayo dripping out the side of my mouth, and he's like, "This is zooming in." It's just,
But it's slow motion. It's like...
No. Wasn't the one where you fell off a chair?
yeah, in the office. That.
Oh, see them videos, like, are hilarious. I don't think there's anything that's like...
That's good enough for me.
Yeah, there you go.
That's more funny stories than most.
Do you know what I'm going to do one day when I've got the time? Well, I'll do it one day, right?
Yeah.
Is I'm going to make like a montage of all
Oh,
the
do
videos
it.
and
No,
clips I put
don't.
on. But I won't put it on public. I'll just send it individually because it's quite high rated. But might offend some people, but that's why we'll keep it private.
You've got to.
Just keep it internal, but it'll be
Yeah.
so funny.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
no,
will
it
be
won't.
funny.
Not at my expense.
I was going to do it. anyway,
No, we're
but
moving on
maybe.
now. It's the quick fire question round.
Oh, right. Oh, God. What does that mean? I have to answer it really quick?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't work really because we always end up chatting rubbish about half the
Okay.
questions. But if we can do, answer it really quick.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to start. You ready?
Ready.
If you had one superpower, what would it be?
Invisible.
Is the Earth round or flat?
Round.
What would you put in a toaster?
Bread.
What do cows drink?
Water.
Oh, nearly got it. Oh my days. Go on, Cam.
Favourite track of all time?
I don't know, Michael Mandel.
Really?
Love it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's a
you.
tune.
It's a
I just
tune.
didn't expect you to say that for some reason.
Did you not?
No. I expected you to say what a lot of the other people say.
I thought it'd be Sam Divine Flowers.
Oh,
I
no,
mean,
no,
it's-
no. I thought
it's
it'd be
nice,
Kings of Tomorrow finally.
See, I love all them, but Michael Mandel is like my go-to. It's like so lifting, and I try and sing it at that high pitch.
Mick will love that.
Yeah,
I'm having a chat with him on another podcast at
Nice.
some point soon.
yeah.
I'll
Tell him I said hi.
I will do. Fangirling.
Yeah.
Hang on, let me do one more. In fact, no, we're going to do a couple more because they've gone quick, these.
Yeah.
What's your favourite cheese?
Oh, brie.
Brie!
Maybe. It might be something else.
Oh, my days.
Oh, the cheese joke to stop me.
Cammy's dropped the dad joke last time, but that is
that's too
next
cheesy,
level.
that one.
Oh, she's still going. She's still going. Oh.
Oh, God.
Hey.
I'll start laughing now.
Right, last one then.
Okay.
Who's your celebrity doppelganger?
Oh. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I have no idea.
No.
I can't think of anyone. What are you laughing at, Cammy? If you
Who
say
do you
Blobby,
think?
I swear to God.
He said it. He said it. Whatever you just said.
Go on, what did you say?
You said it in your head and I read it.
What?
What? Tell me.
Whatever you looked at me
Are
and I...
you a mind reader now?
No, you looked at me like I had the right... Like, you...
But I
I need to know. I
don't
need to know.
who
Who
it is,
do you
though.
think then?
I can't say it. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know what? A lot of people say Megan Trainor, but I don't know whether that's... I don't know whether I
Who's
agree.
Meghan Trainor, the actress?
No, Megan Trainor, the singer.
Oh, right.
But no, I don't think... I don't know. Right, I need to know what is in your head now.
No, it's gone out of my head.
No, it's not, you liar.
You are the worst.
I'll leave it.
Right.
Okay.
All right then, because you can't answer that one.
Okay.
we're going to leave it there.
Oh, I like that. Have you not got
No,
one more?
all right, go on, I'll give you one more. What's your favourite film of all time?
Man on Fire.
Right.
Denzel Washington is
Yeah.
a legend.
Yeah, it's a good film. That's it. That's
That's it.
us.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
us.
I enjoyed that.
Sorry about the mad laughing, but that's
I know, yeah.
that's it.
Sorry.
Thank you,
No,
Holly
thank-
J, for joining us.
Oh, honestly, pleasure. Thank you so
No
much for
problem.
having me.
And thank you to all our listeners for tuning in and listening. Please like and share. Cammy will tell you where you can find us.
Yes, people. So if you're on YouTube watching it, make sure you hit subscribe. Give us a comment in the comments section below, and you can also find DJ Holly J's tags, etc. in the description. And if you're listening on Spotify, give us a follow, and on iTunes podcast as well.
Got there in the end. Well done,
did,
Cammy.
we did.
That's it from us. Thank you so much once again for tuning in. See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
615 presents Off the Record with Tom Lamore and Cammy Fox. Off the